Hello, I'm Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge with another tea break tip on how to use business models and tools to help you manage your growing business. Today, we're looking at the relationship triangle, really useful for understanding where you are in the high-value sales process. The relationship triangle illustrates how a sale is developed. The strength of your relationship with a buyer has a direct bearing on how likely you are to complete the deal. A relationship starts with an acknowledgement, then it progresses through mutual understanding, acceptance, then respect and trust before bonding occurs. It is at that point we have become friends and have a real rapport and empathy with the buyer. The higher up the relationship you are with a prospect, the better your chances are of making the sale. So let's have a look at why this is. Acknowledgements. This is the starting point of any relationship. If people don't know you, it's unlikely that they're going to buy from you. That's why cold calling is so difficult. And mail shots to recipients that you have never met generate such low returns. Acknowledgement is simply the stage where your contact knows your name. Perhaps you've met, but they do understand what you do and the benefits that you bring. Understanding. If someone doesn't understand you, your product or your services, you're not going to sell them anything unless you can show them that you can give them what it is that they want and need. But understanding what you do and how you can help isn't enough either. They have to accept that you and your business are right for them. Acceptance. Your contact has to accept you and your organisation. They may know you and understand what you do, but just not see your relevance to them. Indeed, they may not even like you. Either way, you fail to the acceptance test and there will be no sale here. Respect. To make a sale, you need the respect of the decision makers. You earn it by having worked with them successfully in the past, or create it by demonstrating your knowledge, commitment, and professionalism in the sales zone. Existing relationships often make it a very uneven playing field when pitching for work against incumbent advisors or others with whom your contact has a respect relationship. But there are ways to address the balance. Trust. If your contact trusts you to deliver, trusts your integrity, trusts your advice, and trusts that the price that you're quoting is a fair one, you have a good chance of winning the work, assuming that it does add real value to them and their business. Bond. If you and your contact are at bond level, you've reached the pinnacle of the connective professional relationship. The decision on whether or not to use you or your organisation goes much deeper than a business transaction. Emotional ties mean that if all other factors have been addressed, you will get the next assignment. It's a really good exercise to look at all your existing client contacts and evaluate where you are on the relationship triangle. Then do the same for your prospective client contacts. The results will give you a snapshot of your relationship status and a guide to what you might need to do next in order to get to the next level of respect, trust, and bond. Acknowledged, you need to have some prospects in the pipeline. Harding and Company have identified 4 core marketing skills that you need to possess as a salesperson. First, relationship building, which requires listening, questioning, helping, and empathizing. Presenting, writing, and organizing. The squares in this grid identify the primary skills, and the triangles, the secondary skills. If you don't have these skills, you may want to outsource to somebody else, because they are still vital if you need to bring in a pipeline of sales. Let's take a look at them. The tasks that are involved. Cold calling. Cold calling. Cold calling costs more per contact than any other approach. This means that it works best if the value of adding a client is high, either because your engagement costs a lot or because you can expect a long-term relationship once you have been hired. Networking. Among the most resilient and flexible of marketing techniques, networking works for a large number of firms. It works best if you can capture strategic relationships that provide leads, especially for you. Networks can function so efficiently that leads and introductions flow rapidly through a profession. It's certainly worth having a look at your strategic networking activities. Publicity or public relations. Some businesses have more media appeal than others. Public relations is far more flexible and resilient a marketing approach than many others, however. You may not be able to gain access to major national media, but you can get attention from regional or trade press, and of course the online blog facilities. Creativity, persistence, skill at helping reporters, and careful selection of media targets can ensure that almost any firm gets media attention. Seminars and conferences. Because seminars and conferences are marketed through direct mail and usually emails, they have quite a low response percentage rate. Success requires a large list of prospective attendees relative to the size of audience you require. Such a list requires a market with at least one of the following: a frequent and expected need, so that the clients know that they're going to have a need and will need it soon, and then they have the opportunity to find out how to deal with it. An infrequent need that's being faced by many firms all at once, and this could result, for example, in a change of law. Direct mail. Because direct mail can be used to achieve several different objectives, it can produce value for most firms. As a lead generating vehicle, it works best in geographically dispersed markets for services of moderate or lower value. However, if you use it as part of an acquisition campaign, it is usually a very useful tool to open some doors. Public speaking and article writing. The more audiences you can identify that might have an interest in your message, the more likely public speaking will work for you. Some fields offer many more audiences than others. The same logic holds for article writing. For some businesses, there are many possible outlets. For others, just a few. Worth having a look at all of the different opportunities that you have for getting the message out there about your business. I always feel that it's a really important thing to consider a marketing campaign. So using several, certainly more than one of those different tools that you can get your message out with. The important thing is, of course, once you've got the contact, to follow through with the relationship building. Right, so that's it from me. Until next tea break time, you can download the templates from the Hidden Edge website. Please do leave your stories there too. Really useful for me to collect stories as I'm building a portfolio of case studies that support small businesses in their growth phases. So until next time, happy tea break.